What's up, guys? We're live. 8 o'clock, baby. KegCast number 43. So we shit the bed last night. We dropped a few units on the show. Personally, I picked up about 19 units on the night. But in terms of the show, we lost 3 units. I went 0-4 in baseball, talent ant last night. Chris did well. I dropped a unit on those basketball props, those 2.5 unit plays. And I won on Virginia money line. So I finished even on the show personally. But and then I crushed it. Virginia wins 11-1 future. I had 10 units on Virginia money line live. I hit that. So I did well last night. There couldn't have been worse timing, literally, for the internet and my television to go down than last night. I mean, you're talking there's 3 minutes left in a 1-point game. And my internet and television decides to shit the bed. I'm watching the last 3 minutes of that game and overtime on my phone. Because I took Virginia money line, I was set to make 20 units no matter who won. I still wanted to watch the show, though. I mean, just absolutely brutal timing by Comcast to shit the bed. So we got Eric's going to check in, talk some NHL series prices for the Stanley Cup playoffs. Skee Profit's going to join us, talk NBA, some pregame pets, his live betting strategy, and the NBA playoff picture. So I'm looking forward to that. Should be a good time. I'm on, I tell Twatty on Mets over 6.5. I got that going. I got another play I tell Twatty on later on tonight. Skee, take your time, man, until people get in here anyway. So don't worry about it. It usually takes everybody 10 minutes to get in. We'll check some scores around the league. See what we got going. Bunch of MLB. Dodgers and Cards scoreless in the first. The Reds up 4-0 on the Marlins in the fifth. Minnesota strikes early. DeGrom's 27-inning scoreless streak snapped. 1-0 Minnesota in the second. Oakland shitting all over the face of the Orioles. I'm sorry. Yeah, Adam, it sucked. I mean, it sucked from a fan perspective. I was high on Texas Tech all year, but so it would have been great to see them win the game. But I put myself in a position where I was going to pick up 20 units either way. So, but yeah, it sucked. I would have liked to see Texas Tech get the W. Trig checks in. What's up, Trig? Oh, Skee, love you, man, for the first half. Oh, Skee was on first half Memphis. I didn't check his Twitter, or I would have tailed that shit. That sucks for me. Man, that blows. That sucks for me. What's up, Trig? Yeah, so last night was good for me, but it was bad for the show. We dropped a few units. But we're still up 83 units, so I'll take it. I'm on a play in the Mariners game that I tailed Twatty on. That as soon as it starts, I'll let you guys know. I tailed Twatty on the Mets over 6.5, which was a ballsy play by Twatty with DeGrom on the mound. But I mean, 6.5 runs is low, man. I mean, DeGrom doesn't look great tonight anyway, I'll be honest. He already snaps the 27 inning streak with a home run. Minnesota's got a runner on second, 2 outs. So it'd be nice to see Minnesota get a few runs, because if they do, that should win. NBA. We got the Wizards up 3 right now against the Celtics in the second quarter. We got the Hornets up 8 in the second quarter on the road against Cleveland. Live line, Hornets minus 11.5. Live line in the Wizards game, Wiz minus 5.5, total 242. Live line, Hornets. All right, let's shut this music off. It's fucking me up. All right. We got Memphis absolutely shitting on Detroit. They're steamrolling them. At halftime, they're up 57-38. Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade's last game. Miami Heat up 9 against the 76ers without Joel Embiid, I think. That live line right now is Miami minus 10.5, total 223. And in terms of what is still left on the table, Warriors, Pelicans, Warriors minus 10. Anthony Davis walks into the arena with a "That's all, folks" t-shirt, letting the NBA world know that he will not be on the Pelicans next year. He's not playing. I know Durant's not playing for Golden State, so we'll see what Skee thinks on that game. Another 8 o'clock start. We got the Knicks and the Bulls. Bulls minus 1.5, total 215. We'll see what Skee thinks there. Toronto and the T-Wolves. Toronto on the road minus 7.5, total 227. At 8:40, we got Phoenix and Dallas. This could be, I guess it is, Nowitzki's last game in Dallas. Dallas minus 8.5, total 225. I kind of lean Dallas here. I think they get it done for the old man. We'll see what Skee thinks on that game, but I think they get it done for the old man and probably cover that number. What's the first half line on that game? First half line is 5.5. Wow, that's a lot. Trig pulls the trigger on a first bet. Denver under 212. I would have laid that first half line against Dallas if it was 4.5. 5.5 is a lot, though. Denver, Utah. Denver on the road where they don't play great. Plus 2.5. Line 212.5. We know Trig's on the under. Rockets, OKC. OKC plus 3. Total 229.5. I kind of lean OKC at home. We'll see what Skee thinks. And then the nightcap. Portland on the road minus 9.5 against the Lakers. Total 225.5. Baseball. Trig is on over 2.5. What is that? Oh, Minnesota team total over 2.5. Yeah, I don't hate that. They need 2 runs in 7 innings. I don't hate that.
Yo, what up?
Makes sense to me. Skee, I can hear you, but we can't see you.
Oh, okay. Let me work on that.
What's up, Jay Soto? What's up, Gerardo? We still got people filing in.
Give me 1 second. I'm working it out.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, bro. Take your time. Oh, we got 25 heads watching now. It's not bad. Yeah, so we'll see what Skee thinks there in terms of the NBA. Eric's going to come on later on, talk about NHL Stanley Cup playoff series prices. And that's it. There he is. Skee Profit steps up and in. What's going on, bro?
What's going on? It's nice to be on the show. My voice, I'm getting over being a little sick, but I can make it.
Oh, bro, we're happy to have you, man. We have no NBA expert at the Sports Keg at all. We all specialize in sports, none of which are the NBA. So that's why we wanted to get you on. Everybody tails your plays on Twitter. You're a fucking beast, and that's it. So what's going on?
I appreciate the kind words. I just do my homework, man, and try to share with everybody. All I want to do is beat the bookie, and I'm kind of mad that I didn't realize this Grizzlies game was a 4 o'clock start. I talked about it on my show earlier. A lot of people said they took it though, so I'm happy for that. There's a few other games about to hop off that I'm on though.
Yeah, let us know what you're on. And what I was going to say is, it's just you got a positive attitude, man. You're like you're not a hater. You want to see everybody do good. That in this business, man, that's you just don't see it often. So that's what everybody at the Sports Keg loves about you. So all right, hit me with it. What are you on tonight?
Well, the first game that I'll talk about the game I like the most, actually. Let's do it that way. And the game I jumped on first is OKC versus the Rockets. I don't know if you looked at this game at all.
Well, I don't do a ton of pregame NBA betting. Like when I'm betting the NBA, I bet live basically.
Okay.
But I thought plus taking OKC at home plus points. These teams seem pretty evenly matched. What do you lean towards? What did you take?
So I'm gonna be on the other side. A lot of what I do in NBA as far as the regular season,
Yeah.
I look at a lot of last 5 game stats. So every day I write the same thing out. Pace, offensive rating, defensive rating, rebound percentage. And looking at this game, Houston wins offensive rating, defensive rating. OKC does have the rebounding advantage. And then I like to go and look at how they've been doing against the spread and over and under last 5 games or last 10 games or so. And I know since the All-Star break, OKC, since Paul George hurt his shoulder, they've been struggling. They haven't been shooting as well, and the team as a whole has been struggling. They're 6-7 straight up since All-Star. They're 4-9 against the spread, last 13 at home. They've been allowing teams to shoot 38.9% from three-point land. And on the other side, the Rockets last game, they just put up, I think, 150 points. They just broke a three-point record. They lead the NBA in three-point attempts. And they're 5-0 against the spread the last 5 games. They're 6-0 straight up. I kind of thought that they would. All the teams that weren't covering, like the Warriors, the Raptors, even Houston, some of the better teams that weren't covering the spread. As we get towards the latter part of the season, you see all of these teams come into form and getting ready for playoffs and starting to cover. And that's what we've seen from the Rockets. So I like the Rockets here.
Now, I assume you took them at the opener at -1 because that line is 3 right now. Would you still endorse getting on that at -3 or try to get it live?
At that point, I prefer to get it live. I have the Rockets just to win. I'm also on the first half. First half, you may get a 1.5 still. I'm on -1. In the first half, OKC's been a fade. They're 6-8, 6-28 against the spread their last 34 games in the first half. So they've
No
been starting out
shit.
slow every game.
They're
Yeah,
they're
they're
like the
terrible.
Virginia of the NBA then.
Hey man, you would know better than I would.
Yeah. Yeah, but okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna check the line right now. First half in terms of that Houston game because I'll take that first half right now. Let me see what I can get it at.
And on the other
6 and
side,
28. That's dreadful. So you took the Rockets on the money line then?
right. When I was capping this game, it was -1, and the total was 228. And by the time I finished capping it, it was -2, and it was 230 and a half. So I was liking the over at first, and I was liking Houston. So when it got to -2, I just took the money line at -130, and I'm on the first half at -1. I talked about OKC being a fade. Houston, they've been number one in first half point differential. OKC's 28.
Well, I mean, I'm sold. I'm taking them. I can get them right now. Houston Rockets -1.5 first half, minus 106. So I'm gonna hop on that right now. What else you looking at tonight?
Um, well, the other game, those are two bets for me, first half and full game. I have
Right.
one more, and it's going to be in the Denver and the Utah game. And honestly, when I kept this game earlier, I wanted to take the Jazz. My numbers as far as last 5 game stats, offensive rating and rebounding percentage favor the Jazz. Defensive rating is kind of neck and neck. Denver has the advantage by one. They're third, Utah's fourth. So it's two great defensive teams here. It should be a playoff atmosphere. Um, the thing for the Jazz that I didn't like is their point guard Rubio's out, their backup point guard NATO's out, their shooter Korver's out. So that tells me, I mean, last game when they played, they seemed like they didn't care against the Lakers. So that tells me maybe they don't care about this game as much.
Right.
And Denver on the other side, they rested their stars on Sunday, and I mean they're in danger of losing the number 2 seed. So that tells you that they care about this game. So because of that, I shied away from the side on Utah, and I looked at the total. Uh, Denver, as far as pace, last 5 games they're 23rd. Utah's 11th. So, and I already talked about it, the defense. So I expect it to be a slower, without the point guard for Utah. I expect it to be a slower paced game and less efficient offense, and the defense is battling it out. Um, Under 4 of the last 6 for Utah, under 10 of the last 13 road games for Denver. The under is 25, 14, and 1 on the road for Denver. And a weird stat, when the line is 212 to 215, the under is 5-2 for Denver. The same thing for Utah. The under is 9-5, and Utah's under 22 and 18 at home. I'm on the under 212 and a half.
Sounds good to me, man. I'm gonna tell that too.
Yeah.
Now let's talk in terms of live betting the NBA, right? When you're live
Okay.
betting the NBA, give me a couple strategies for the listeners that you use above all else. Like I know, like when Ant and I are live betting the NBA, we got a couple guys in the chat that come every night that are really good, really smart live betting the NBA. Triggerman's one of them. He crushes the NBA live betting market. When I'm look, if I see the better team down 4 at the half, and we can get them, -2 for the game. We hop on that all the time. That seems like no brainer NBA betting strategy. But in terms of what you look at, right, that the average Joe might not look at, what are some of the strategies that you use?
Well, I'll say one thing as far as side and total, it might be a little different. Um, as far as sides, I mean, you kind of hear. I broke these 2 games down to you that I'm on tonight. You kind of hear how I approach games. So let's say Houston, um, they came out slow in that first quarter for some reason, and my numbers here are all telling me that Houston is the play, and I'm just gonna roll with whatever my numbers say. That's how I approach it. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as you said, the better team, but it doesn't always work out to be the better team. It could be, for instance, like a dog that I have, let's say a +7 dog, and they start off the game slow. Now they're plus what 12. I can hop on that. But honestly, my live betting strategy, I don't like to do the spreads. I will here and there, but I look for the plus money on the money lines. So
Okay.
if I have a dog, or maybe like the spread was one, maybe let's say Houston and OKC, the spread was opened at one, and let's say Houston was down uh 15 points. I'm gonna look to take Houston on that money line to come back and win. I look for the big scores on live betting.
So you're basically you hold true to how your pregame numbers bear out, and if you could take advantage of it live, you do. If you can't, you can't. That's basically what you're telling me.
Right, but at the same time, I have to be watching the game and making sure the players have effort, or just making sure they care.
That's fair. Now, before the NBA season started, are you on any futures from before the season started in terms of the NBA playoffs?
As far as the playoffs, no, I didn't make any playoff futures. We talked about it a great deal. Um, we can talk about it now. We kind of have a idea who's going to be playing who or how it's going to go. I mean, I can answer any questions as far as the playoffs.
Yeah, anybody in the chat has any questions, let me know. We'll shout them out for Skee. Now, are NBA playoff matches set yet?
They're not completely set, but I mean, we have
How many games are left in the regular season right now?
just tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day, so it's
Oh, okay.
pretty much like almost everybody's playing tomorrow, and then we'll see what happens. And it's pretty dependent upon, like, this Houston and OKC game is pretty big. This Denver and Utah game is pretty big for seeding. So the games tonight kind of matter a lot to see where teams end up.
Now, am I going to be sick to my stomach watching the Warriors win the championship again? Like, is there anybody that can knock this fucking team off or no?
It would have to be themselves, man. I think they would have to just get injured, somebody. I don't really see it, anybody
You don't see it?
challenging them.
What about all the hype behind Milwaukee? You think that what do you think? They may represent the East, but they don't have a shot to beat Golden State?
Yeah, I don't think they will be Golden State at all. Giannis is great, but him by himself as the only star, he's not enough.
Who do
As
you
far as
think
the East,
represents the East? Yeah.
as far as the East, there's only four teams. There's the Sixers, there's the Celtics, there's the Raptors, there's the Bucks, and I have to cross off two teams right away. The first one I'm going to cross off is going to be the Sixers, because their coach is terrible.
Huh.
So in the playoffs,
he is bad, man. On social media, I mean, everybody on fucking Twitter dogs that guy. It's amazing.
he's terrible. So I have to cross them off right away. And the next team that I'm going to cross off would have to be the Raptors. I'm not sure about Nick Nurse, and I'm just not sold. The two teams that I'm looking at are the Celtics and the Bucks. And
I'm
if I have to
surprised
pick
you
one,
say Boston, because wouldn't you say that they've had a disappointing year compared to what regular season expectations would have been, especially the way they looked in the playoffs last year?
they definitely had a disappointing year. I expect them to do better, but at the same time, they're one of those teams that I was talking about with the Warriors and Raptors that weren't looking so good, and now they started to look good going into the playoffs. You see Hayward starting to look a little better, and it's just starting to look a little better over there. And I trust their coach. They have a great coach. And all of those players have been there before, so I like the Celtics to actually come out over the Bucks.
Nice. Ant joins us. Ant, obviously, I'm sure you know him, Skee. He's another guy in the Sports Keg. What's going on, Ant?
Hey, so it sounds to me like Skee's telling us that my minus 200 futures bet on the Warriors is safe.
Yeah, it sounds safe. Unfortunately, Skee, I know you're out in California, right?
Right.
You're a Lakers fan, though, right?
Most definitely. I'm
So
bleeding.
you don't really want to see the Warriors do that well either.
Honestly, I don't, but at the same time, I don't really care, just because they've never really been our rivals. Like when we were winning, we're not relevant, and now we're really not relevant, and they're winning. So
Yeah,
I don't really care.
That's fair.
That's funny. He's like, yeah, I don't really care one way or the other. It's like me. I hate. There's some teams in the baseball I hate because baseball's my main sport, but I bet it so much. I mean, I've stopped caring that much about what team wins or loses. I just care about who wins my bet.
I have a question for you about baseball.
Sure.
The Homer Bailey fade. Like, what do you think about this? Are you going to be on it? Are you going to continue? Or I think you were on it, right?
Yes. I'm on it because he's one of the bottom 5 starting pitchers in the entire league. And one of the reasons why this year it's such a good way to fade him is he's on the Royals, who have one of the 5 worst bullpens in the league. So once Homer Bailey's pulled out of the game, you're replacing him with more garbage pitchers. And the Royals make up for that by being terrible hitters. So basically, it's just a big old pile of suck. You know, you got a sucky starter, sucky bullpen, and sucky hitting team anytime Homer Bailey's starting for the Royals. So it's basically printing money betting against them. Whether you want to bet against them on team total overs against them, you know, like say, for example, the Mariners yesterday, if you just took the Mariners team total over or just took the Mariners money line or however you wanted to fade him, I mean, you're long term, you're just going to make money until they finally stop letting him pitch.
I agree. And so it sounds like you would take team total and the full game rather than the first 5.
Yeah. So like last year he was on the Reds and the Reds had a better bullpen. So I was fading him on first 5 team totals a lot. But this year, the Royals bullpen's atrocious. So you're safe just betting full game team totals too. I mean, if you want to go crazy and triple up on a game or quadruple up on a game, you could do first 5 team totals, full game team totals, overs, and money lines. I mean, I know guys who do that. I'm a little bit more conservative because if the game doesn't go the way you expect it to go, you can wind up dumping 4 units on one game. But yes, I mean, it's just there's really no wrong way to fade him. There's really no wrong way to fade the Royals in general. I mean, that bullpen's just terrible. So,
Skee, are you? Do you bet NBA series prices, or do you just bet the NBA playoffs game to game?
I do both. I love betting the series prices.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have my bet online account ready for that.
oh, it's funny you say series prices because that's something I actually do all baseball season. I haven't tweeted any out, but you know, because every baseball is game is part of a 3-game series or 4-game series, and you can bet whoever wins that 3-game series like all season long. I do a lot of that. I just haven't put any of those tweets out, but I think I might start doing some of that coming up here. But I mean, I'm on 3 series right now.
FanDuel and DraftKings don't have MLB series prices either. Can you believe that?
That's ridiculous. That's a very standard bet.
They're so bad, man. Thank God I saw Stanley Cup playoff series prices, which means as soon as the NBA finishes up tomorrow and the grid is set, they'll have them too.
Your boyfriend DeGrom's at the plate with 2 men on and 2 out. Is he going to give me a hit?
Yeah, I took over 6.5. He doesn't look like he has it though tonight, yeah. He does not look like himself. They snapped that 27. Yeah, well, I mean, hey man, 27 inning scoreless streak.
He better have it tonight. I laid 220.
Compared to how he's been, I mean, you know, this is a down game for him so far.
Yeah, but I mean, I believe he has it because I laid 220, so he better fucking.
So I don't know if you were listening, but Skee gave out a couple plays. He's on under 212 in the Denver game. I tailed him on Houston first half.
Oh, I saw he tweeted that. I already tailed it.
Hey,
Oh, okay.
real quick. We talked
Yeah,
about my
man.
live betting strategy or whatever. I'm not
Yeah.
like crazy big on live betting. Like, that's not something I do all the time, or I don't bet like a large amount. But I told you I go for the money line, big dogs. So this Detroit game, they need to win both of these next games to secure their playoff spot. They're down 16 points. You get plus. I got plus 285 just now to take them on the money line. They should. They're
Yeah,
at
that's what
home.
I'm looking at too. Plus 285.
They're at home. I mean, they need 2 wins to secure the playoffs. If they're not going to give it now, I mean, when are they going to give it?
Yeah, and Memphis isn't that good, right? I mean, let's be
Right.
honest.
I mean, I had a how do I say? I had an edge on the first half, and I like that a lot today. But the full game, Detroit can still come back and win this game for sure. There's plenty of players out for Memphis, and Detroit just needs to put the effort. They're down 14 now, so they're coming back already.
What are your thoughts on this Dallas game? Nowitzki's last game at home, right, is tonight. The line's 8.5 full game, 5.5 first half. Do you think they get it done for the old man on his way out the door?
One more time, what was the line on the full game?
The full game line against the Suns is 8.5, total 225.5, and the first half line is 5.5.
So my thing is, I like Dallas here, but 8.5 is pretty steep. I'll tell you how I
Yeah.
break this game down. Last 5 game stats, defensive rating, rebound percentage. Dallas has the advantage. Phoenix is missing Booker, Oubre, Tyler Johnson, Rashawn Holmes. I mean, when they're missing Oubre, I already don't like them. When they're missing Booker, that's a lot of points gone. They lost their last 2 away by 36 and 33 points. You don't really want to take Dallas by that big of a line, but I mean, it's Dallas or nothing. Dirk's last home game, they've been great at home all year, even though it's kind of a different team than they've had all year. The last 5 games stats support it. I would have to take Dallas here, or I'm not going to test the total, but if I'm making a play, it would have to be Dallas.
Dallas on the full game. I mean, the money line is minus 360.
No. The spread. I would take.
Yeah.
I don't take the big minus money lines.
Yeah, they have been they've been lights out at home too. They had for I don't know if they have it now but for a large part of the season, they were the best ATS team at home for most of the year.
Yeah, and then after or at the trade deadline, they made it pretty clear that they don't really care anymore about this season. They're in it for next year and beyond. So it's been a different
They've had
team.
a worse second half.
I'm just saying that they have for sure, and they traded away the players. They're building for the future. They'll have Porzingis there next year. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Yeah.
Also, isn't Phoenix like really bad at playing basketball? Also, so
They're one of the worst teams,
Terrible.
aren't
The last 2 games, they lost about 36 and 33. Last 2 away games.
well, that's not very good at all.
Is Booker playing or no?
He's out. Booker's out. Oubre's out. Their point guard Tyler Johnson is out. Their big man Rashawn Holmes is out. So I mean,
that's
yeah,
like 30 points right there in Booker alone.
Right. Nothing to be scared of on the Phoenix side. But once again, I didn't make a play on Dallas. But if I was making a play, it would be Dallas minus 8.5.
I know you said in the Denver game under 212.5. If you were leaning on a side, I know Denver's been lights out at home this year. They've been about 500 on the road. If you were leaning on a side, who would you take?
I can't talk about it without saying this one part. Earlier in the year, I looked at when Utah plays when Rubio's out, and all of their games went under, and Utah won a lot of those games. And some of them they were underdogs. So I always look at that when Rubio's out. So I mean, I jumped on the under already, but I liked the Jazz earlier, and I told you I shied away from it because I'm not sure that they really care, and Denver showed me that they do care. So right now, as it stands, the last 5 game stats tell me Utah. I can't make a play.
Yeah,
I would have to take the points with Denver, but I'm not confident at all.
right.
Just because I know Denver cares. They rested their star players on Sunday. They're in danger of losing the number 2 seed. They need the number 2 seed. They need home advantage. They were just number 1. So That's the only reason. But it's not strong at all. I definitely like the total more.
We know your thoughts on the Houston game. The nightcap, Portland and the Lakers. Portland on the road, laying 9.5 against your team. Total 225.5. You have any leans?
Yeah, Portland wins this game. They pretty much lock up the number 4 seed. Some of these last 5 game stats: offensive rating, they're 9th; rebound percentage, they're 1st; defensive rating, I don't know how. I feel like this number is lying to me, but the Lakers have the advantage. They're 7th and Portland's 9th. Some other stats: when the spread is -11 to -8, Portland is 7-3. Portland's 12-4 as a road favorite. They're 11-4 against the spread their last 15 road games. I would be on Portland. Yeah, I would be on Portland.
Yeah, that's big. 11-4 last 15 games on the road. That's a big trend.
And Lakers are 5-10 as a home dog. I mean, they're 7-2 against the spread their last 9 because we've had such big numbers. But I mean, Caruso starting. Look at who's out there. I can't support backing the Lakers. It would be Portland or nothing.
Do you bet a lot of props when you bet the NBA?
You know what? I'll tell you this. I started having a third-party tracking service, and they can't track props. Before I did that, I gave a lot of props. So I do props. I look at them. I will do them a lot more when playoffs come.
Yeah, I made a ton of money last year in props in the NBA playoffs on LeBron point totals. I killed it.
Yeah. He was killing it every game almost, right? Or
yeah man. It was ridiculous what he was doing. They were setting that line at like 33.5, 34, and he was still blowing by it.
If we talk about LeBron too much, I'm gonna get angry.
I know. What's your thoughts on them picking him up? Was that like the worst move they could have ever made, or what?
I mean, yeah, I was never a LeBron fan. I'll tell you, when we got him, I'm not gonna lie, I was happy we got him because I felt like we're gonna go back to like a championship or something. But I'm looking at all the moves Magic has made, and name one move he made that was good. He hasn't done anything good since he's been there.
I love Kuzma.
He's opened a few Starbucks, hasn't he? Starbucks is good.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but you guys got, I mean, a couple young pieces that are solid in Ingram and Kuzma. Don't you like them?
I do, but I mean, what does Magic want to do? He wants to ship them all off.
Yeah,
I mean, my favorite player is Lonzo.
I know. Oh, you're a big Lonzo guy, huh?
Oh yeah, Lonzo's definitely my favorite Laker. My favorite. He's probably my third favorite player right now.
So you see a long career for him in the NBA?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he affects the game. I don't really cap college all the time, but I watched him at college. He changed the whole UCLA team around. As soon as he came to the Lakers, I mean, we were losing. We still had like a losing record, but everything changed. Everybody wanted to pass the ball. The basketball in LA changed when he got there. And I just see him being a winner. The way he plays, it translates to winning.
That shot is ugly as fuck, though, ain't it?
Yeah. I'm not going to lie about that. And those free throws, too.
You know what's ugly is DeGrom right now. If you don't get over to Citi Field and get your boyfriend right, Jay, I'm going to be pissed.
I told you he didn't have it tonight, Ant. I told you.
First time he hasn't had it in a year and a half. He let a
what did you lay? 220?
I mean, I did a -1, so it's like -170 if it loses.
Oh, okay. That's not bad. Good for I bet over 6.5. That doesn't look bad right now.
Yeah, I don't touch 6.5 in baseball.
I picked up
a
unit betting Toronto live today. I bet the Blue Jays live against Boston. That worked out.
Oh yeah, Chris Sale's looking. I don't know, something's wrong with Chris Sale. That's the second out of 2 out of 3 starts.
What's your second favorite? Shelled. What's your second favorite sport to cap, Skee, after basketball?
Well, I'll say my most knowledgeable sport would probably be NFL. I enjoy capping baseball as well, but I learned baseball maybe 4 years ago or 3 years ago. I learned how to cap and all that stuff. So I watched NFL since I was in middle school. So I would say NFL.
I'm the worst baseball handicapper in the United States.
Well, if you're going to like play baseball every day, or if you're going to cap baseball every day, you need to. Oh, by the way, he just gave up a dinger. It's 4-1.
2 home runs in 3 innings.
Yeah, it's 4-1 Minnesota. So this is now officially the first start in 30 starts that he's given up more than 3 runs.
Yeah, did you bet any baseball today, Skee?
No, I'm not gonna approach baseball until maybe like another maybe week or 2. I just need there to be less NBA games on, just because the way I cap the NBA takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like honestly, bro, I don't have a motto or anything, and I work, so I write all this shit down. I need more time. Like look at this page, bro.
How many hours a week you spend capping the NBA? I'm like 55 hours during football season.
I can't honestly tell you, because if you want me to tell you what a day for me goes like, I wake up, I start work at 4. On my breaks from work, I start capping the games, or maybe the night before. And every break I get at work, or every chance I get, I'm capping. Then when I get off, I'm capping, and then I'll release my plays when I'm finished. So I don't have a set time. I just cap all day when I'm free.
I know, man. Sometimes, like a couple of the guys at the Sports Keg use a model, and they input the numbers, and then it spits out the play. Sometimes I think to myself, it would be so much easier to not have to spend fucking 10 hours a day capping a sport.
The problem is you have to build a model. I mean, you have to understand how to write the Excel programs and make the model work. And second of all, you have to test the model to find out that if it's actually a good model or not. I mean, anybody who knows how to use Excel can Google how to make a model. But I mean, if you're not putting in good information, there's lots of guys, like nobody has the exact same baseball model or NBA model or anything like that.
Back to back.
He's throwing meatballs out there.
Holy shit.
Hey, are the Dodgers going to make any noise this year?
Yeah, the Dodgers are going to make the World Series again.
All right, I'll take that.
No, the Dodgers just don't have any holes. And there's no holes in the Dodgers team. Like you look at every team in the National League, there's question marks at some aspect of it. The Dodgers just don't have any question marks. Their lineup, there's no holes in their lineup. They have really good starting pitching, and they have a really good bullpen. I mean, they're going to win 95 games, and anything can happen in the playoffs, but I think they should be in their 3rd straight World Series. I already bet them at 7.5 to 1 to win it. So
you guys out there in California, bro, are so fucking spoiled. You got the Warriors, you got the LA Kings in hockey.
I think Boston might be a little bit more spoiled.
I mean, they got the Dodgers. Now the Rams are unbelievable. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's a good time to be a California sports fan. I mean, let's be honest.
People in California don't like all the teams. It's like you got to pick one. Like Laker fans, I feel like everybody's tied. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I might be wrong. I feel like Laker fans, they like the Raiders. A lot of them like the Raiders, honestly. I'm not a Raider fan. You see my shirt. I like the Chargers. Nobody here likes the Chargers. But I
bet the Chargers to win. I got a future on them to win the Super Bowl at 15-1.
Hey, I hope so, man. I haven't seen one yet. I would love to see it.
I know. I thought there was value.
Did you like them when they were in San Diego?
Yeah, bro. I started liking them in like 6th grade. I think Drew Brees was the quarterback. We had LT. We had Antonio Gates. So yeah, I liked them in San Diego. I went to a game in San Diego too. A couple games.
I can't believe they gave Drew Brees away because of that shoulder injury, man. That's crazy.
That's what we do. We give everybody away.
I know. Your owner he has no problem giving away his best players.
Yeah, I don't get it. I guess I'm loyal, right? I'm just hanging around hoping and hoping.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got 5 championships in like a decade with the Lakers, right? So you can go
Right.
through this little shitty spell.
Hey, it's been some time though. People are starting to forget. They're giving me a hard time about Lakers are a long time ago. So we need something soon in LA.
Yeah, what's your thoughts on your head coach?
Um, you know what? I'll tell you this.
Lou,
If we
it's Luke Walton, right?
Okay, I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about football.
No, I'm talking about Lakers.
Okay. Um, I don't like Luke. Luke needs to go too. Luke and Magic. Luke, I mean, the reason, all right, a lot of people don't like Lonzo, right? And Luke doesn't, I mean, Lonzo doesn't like Luke. Luke doesn't like Lonzo. Lonzo, I mean, he gives Rondo such a big leash. Rondo can do whatever the hell he wants. As soon as Lonzo makes one mistake, he pulls him out the game. And I just think it's a lot of times his lineups and the players he puts out there, they don't work well together. He doesn't realize it. He doesn't change. Like he'll put Rondo and Chandler, and it's not gonna work, bro. He just doesn't understand. I don't know what's the problem.
I was stunned, man, that they gave. I mean, he got the Lakers head coaching gig off 1/2 season, coaching the best team of the last 25 years, and he goes like 42-4, and they give him the keys to the Lakers. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I probably could have gone 42-4 with that Golden State roster.
Bro, I don't know how to
basketball.
I don't know how to dribble a fucking basketball, and I could have got that team to go 42-4.
Yeah,
I mean, I mean, come on. All you got to do is sit there, shut your fucking mouth, and watch them take over a game. I was shocked that I was shocked when they picked him to be the head coach of the Lakers, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say I was mad at first.
Teddy B saying Kyrie, they're going to get Kyrie in the offseason. What do you think about that? How much cap room do they have? Can they get a max guy?
Yeah, we can get I think 2 max guys, but I don't know
if that's the case. That's not good for me. I'm a Knicks fan, bro. We got because I'm like 10 minutes from New York City in Jersey, and we got enough room for 2 max contracts. But who the fuck's going to want to come to New York?
I think Kyrie does, I think Kyrie will, or KD.
I hope Durant. I would love Durant to come, man. Oh,
you know who I want in LA?
Who?
Klay Thompson.
That's who I want. I want him too. But you know, he's. I don't think. Do you think he would leave the Warriors because he wanted max money? He doesn't seem like the kind of guy. Like he's probably perfectly content not making max money, winning championships. Don't you think?
I don't know. After a certain point, when you've won 2 or 3 or whatever the case is, you kind of want that money then. Like,
yeah, that's true. That's true.
His dad has ties to the Lakers as well, so maybe he might.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Let me ask you this. What do you think about the hype around Zion? Do you think he deserves to be the #1 pick in the draft?
I haven't really watched all of the teams to compare, but I think Zion's a good talent. I mean, before he came to college, I didn't really see many times he was shooting a jump shot, and I definitely saw him hit some jump shots. So,
what's he need a jump shot for when he's got dunking skills like that?
I know he's like a baby Larry Johnson, isn't he?
Yeah, that's exactly what it reminds me of.
Hey, I'm biased as far as players. Like, I go for more of the shooter type players. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I just hope the Knicks don't get fucked out of the #1 pick. You know, I mean, is there anybody worse in the NBA this year? You think than the Knicks?
Jay,
no.
I mean, right? Do you really think they're going to let the Knicks not get the #1 pick? I mean, come on.
You know, I hear this bullshit. I hear this bullshit all the time, right? But the last number 1 pick we got was Patrick Ewing, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
the guy's
now that Zion, now that you're in the lottery and Zion's in the draft, you really think the NBA is going to let Zion not go to New York City?
Yes, I think so. Because the Knicks never get the number 1 draft.
The Knicks are getting. There's a 100,000% chance Zion is a Knick.
You see the shit that a Knicks fan's got to deal with, Skee? You see what I mean, man?
Dude, if they rigged it all the time, then we'd all know, you know? So I'm just saying, you know, wink, wink, there's a 100,000% chance that Zion's going to be a New York Knick.
I don't necessarily
in that New York market, and then they're going to sign KD, and you're going to have KD and Zion in New York, and I don't even want them.
I don't even want him. I think I want John Morant.
It doesn't matter who you want. It matters about the ratings, man.
I know, but do you think
watch a Knicks game if Zion and KD are on it?
You think Zion is just guaranteed number 1 pick?
I mean, I don't know. Have you watched him play? He's pretty good.
The other guy, Jamor, from Murray State.
RJ Barrett?
No. I think he's from Murray State, right? Jamor.
Yeah, John Morant. Yeah, that's who I want. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you see how much I watch college. I mean, I just noticed a little bit.
That's surprising, man, because, you know, normally when people are like super into the NBA, they're normally watching a ton of college basketball too.
Oh, Jay does this to me too, Skee. He'll be like, you don't know who Kyle Guy is. You don't know who Jim Bob Cooter is. You don't know who whoever the fuck I'm talking about is on like college basketball. I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know some random point guard from Texas Tech.
But he expects me to know the number 5 starter on the fucking Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, come on, man.
Well, he's a professional, so I mean, he's been in the league for 10 years. I mean, you're talking about like some freshman on some random college team that's one of 300 college teams, and I'm talking about a starting pitcher that's been in the league for a decade. I'm talking about a guy who won the MVP last year. You didn't know Christian Yelich, and he won a fucking MVP.
I know he's good at hitting baseballs. Why do I have to know what team he's on?
Jesus Christ!
Hey, I'll tell you this. I salute the guys who know all these college schools and players, because there's too many. I can't keep up with everything.
Thank you.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah, it is crazy. I know, man. 350 teams in Division I. It gets crazy.
It's insane. I'll definitely tip my hat to you guys.
Oh, Steve does point out that I do know the college players that they have a good hairdo, and that's right. I mean, how do you not know Cody White? I mean, his game is as big as that hair.
I don't even know what to say. I don't even know how the fuck to respond to that. How do you respond to that?
What? I mean, he plays for North Carolina. At least that's a good team.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so your matchup you think will be the Celtics and the Warriors in the finals, huh?
If I had to pick right now, yes, that's who I have.
And the Celtics just get blown off the court?
No, I think the Celtics are the only team that can really compete with the Warriors. I feel like the Celtics have the defense. They have the players who can switch on everything. And that's what you have to be able to do to be able to stand with Golden State. When you look at OKC, when they played Golden State, when they had that 3-1 lead, they were able to switch everything. And I know they have KD now, but you still need to be able to switch everything to be able to beat Golden State. And the Celtics can do that, and they have the offense as well.
So you don't think the Bucks and Giannis Antetokounmpo
he can't even pronounce the guy's name, and he's breaking eyeballs.
Could at least take him to 6 or something?
Honestly, if the Warriors were to play the Bucks, I would say Warriors winning 5.
Oh, 5! Wow.
I'll be reluctant. I don't know. I don't even know that the Bucks get the 1 game, to be honest. But
everybody is sky high on Milwaukee too this year, Skee.
Of course, because they're the way they came out and they're playing. I mean, I talked about it before the season with Rail on the show, who we thought would be at the top, and and we talked about divisions and everything, and it was the Hornets or Bucks, and the Bucks got their new coach. They bought into his system. They've been playing faster. They're playing great defense. They got some shooters around out the Kupo now, so that's why they're succeeding. So I understand, but I'm gonna go with the experience, with the coaching, and with a team that I think can actually switch everything against Golden State.
Well, man, I'm looking forward to having you drop knowledge all throughout the NBA playoffs. They're really on gambling Twitter anyway. Are not many people that win at the percentage that you win at, and we appreciate you willing to be a part of the show. Really.
Hey, Eric's asking for an invite.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
All right, man. So we're gonna switch it up right now and go into hockey. So what I will do is as soon as the NBA play, actually, if you're available tomorrow to talk about series prices, I would love to have you on once they set the field and we know what series prices. If you're not available, we'll definitely have you on during the first round. Just let me know in the DM what your availability is. And actually, it wouldn't be tomorrow, I guess. It would be the day after tomorrow, right? Because tomorrow's the last day of the season. So if you're available on Thursday, I'd love to get you on for a half an hour to talk NBA series prices.
Most likely I will be. I'll shoot you a DM. And before I head out of here, I don't know if you guys hopped on Pistons Live, but they're making a push for it. They were down.
I did. I hopped on them plus 285. But before you go, though, let everybody know where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. On Twitter at Skee Profit. You guys can hit me up if you have any questions. I'm friendly. If I have an opinion, I'll respond. And good luck, everybody. Thanks for having me, you guys. Have a good night.
All right, brother. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you during the week.
Later.
All right, there he is, the great Skee Profit. All right, we're going to change it up and get Eric on to talk about Stanley Cup playoff opening round prices. I'm going to send him an invite right now. What are you on and MLB-wise for games that haven't started yet to tell everybody? Anything?
San Diego, but the numbers, I mean, if people want to bet the worst of the number, they can take San Diego now, but I'm on San Diego, but the number's like 10 cents worse than what I bet it at. Yeah, it's a mixed bag right now. I mean, it was looking good. I had the over the Oakland game, and it was looking good because it was 5-0, but now it's looking bad because it's still 5-0 in the seventh inning when they had like 5 runs of the when they had, sorry, I got a little something in my throat. Oakland had a 5-0 lead after the second inning is what I'm saying, and now it's still 5-0 in the seventh inning. So my over in that game isn't looking that good. But I took Oakland on the series price, so I totally need them to win this game so we can have a rubber match tomorrow between them and the Orioles because they obviously lost yesterday to the Orioles.
I wanted to ask what you thought about the Milwaukee game. Matt Harvey's on the mound.
Yeah, I didn't see – I don't believe I saw anything in there that I liked. Let me double-check that. I know I didn't bet the Milwaukee Angels game. I liked the game yesterday, which, by the way, you can blame Mike Trout because he robbed Christian Yelich of a home run. That's why we lost that game yesterday.
Saw that, too, yeah. I'm on Seattle. Seattle's up 1.
Yeah, I'm off the game. It's Peralta, Harvey. It's the Brewers are minus 138. The Angels are plus 128. I mean, the total's at 9. 9 to the American League are kind of tough sometimes when you're. I mean, I don't know.
I can't believe I cashed that over 6.5 in the third round of a game that DeGrom is pitching.
Yeah, I mean
that's crazy.
Yeah. Keep rubbing it in because I laid the 220, or I laid the.
Oh, you're not out of it, man. It's the third inning and you're down 2 runs.
Oh, they came back. I saw it was 6-1 or 5-1. What's
No,
it now?
5-3. Twatty,
Oh.
I know, bro. You're a fucking machine, man. I love you, dude. All right, so we're gonna switch it up a little bit.
Why? What did Twatty get? What's Twatty on?
He gave me that over 6.5 in the Mets game, and both of you guys are on Seattle, right? So I bet that.
Yeah,
too.
I'm on Seattle. Well, I'm not only am I on Seattle, I'm kind of doubled up because I bet Seattle on the series price. So I bet the Seattle money line yesterday and the money line today, and I have them on the series price. So Seattle wins today. Also, I'm basically going to win like 6 bets in 2 days off of Seattle versus the Royals alone.
All right, so another guy from the Sports Keg steps up, and then Eric. What's going on, Eric?
What's up, Jay? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, bud, but we can't see you.
Yeah, man. So I just got a new computer, and I got to find the Logitech CD. Apparently, I tried pulling off the software online, but apparently I could just get the settings to go. So yeah, man, I apologize. You're gonna have to just deal with that. I'm getting my money's worth out of that headshot, I guess. So
you are. All right, so I wanted to have you on, and I wanted to have Justin on too, but until he gets the house situation fixed, you guys bet the NHL the most out of all the guys that we have at the Keg. So I wanted to get your overall thoughts on the teams to watch out for in the playoffs, and then we'll talk. We'll break these series prices down for a couple minutes.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. I mean, obviously, everyone's going to look, first of all, at the Lightning for good reason. They had a historic season. But the first team that's also in the Eastern Conference that I really like, which I know, several months ago I gave out the future on the Boston Bruins. They're coming in. They got a first-round series against their big-time rival, the Maple Leafs. But if you look at the odds in that series, I mean, you see what the bookmakers are thinking. So, yeah, that's
a
team.
Free money, Eric? Is that ground fruit? I mean, I know you got to lay 400, but is that just free money?
What's that with Tampa
Bay over Columbus?
No, I don't think so. I mean, that's the thing. That series, I think, is the hardest one to kind of figure out. I could see Tampa winning in 5, but I don't know. I got a feeling the Jackets could actually pull an upset there. I mean, everything's got to kind of go their way. But the Jackets, they made some huge acquisitions. They got Matthew Shane, Dzingel, and it took them a while to get figured out. And it seems like they're the team that's hot at the right time. So unfortunately, they do the Lightning. I mean, I'm not betting them to upset the Lightning by any means, but I wouldn't call the Lightning easy money either. So
okay, that's good to know, because I was gonna lay it with the season that Tampa Bay had. Give me another team out of the East to watch out for.
Well, like I said, the Bruins, the East Bruins, really high on them. Of course, like I said, everyone's going to be looking at the Lightning, but I think that's the one team that could definitely beat Tampa and then go on to win a cup. And they're playing great too. Sneaky team. Sharps have been on them all year as the Hurricanes, and I actually picked them to upset the Capitals in the opening round. So price on that was plus 140 too. So I think that's one of the more valuable first round future bets there.
I know. Didn't you bet the Bruins to beat Toronto too?
Yeah, I put 2 units on them to win that series at minus 130, which I think is good value. So,
all right,
it's a rivalry there, but yeah, the Bruins, man. Like I said, they're clicking. They got all the pieces too.
Coming into the season, everybody was high on Toronto, right, because of free agent acquisitions. But I guess they haven't had the year everybody thought.
I mean, they're good. They got the flashy skill guys, So that's what people see. They pulled Tavares out of. You're an Islanders guy, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I follow the team just because they're on television here all the time. Yeah, he was the soul of that team for a long time.
Yeah, and he's incredible. They got Mitch Marner. They're just loaded. But the big knock with them is their defense, and that's where Boston I think will really. They're just well-rounded. So who knows? I mean, when you have that much scoring power and it's a rivalry, Toronto's always going to be dangerous. But I think where the bookmakers price that future, it's telling. But even at that number, minus 130 for the Bruins to win that series, I think there's still value there.
Real quick, just to for a second. Skee just said that Magic Johnson stepped down and just now. Told you he sucks. Thank God. That's fucking hysterical, man. That's funny.
Yeah, man. I was sorry to miss Skee. He's an incredible handicapper.
Oh, Ant's gone. All right. Well, fuck him then. All right, Eric. Give me two teams to look at for in the West. Man, I was surprised. Now, I haven't followed the season obviously like you have, right? But coming into this year, I thought, because I was into hockey last year, and I thought Winnipeg was going to win the West off of after last year's Stanley Cup playoffs. I thought Vegas would probably, fall back down to earth after that crazy year. But I was really high on Winnipeg and Nashville, but they're an actual dog against St. Louis. They're even money against St. Louis in the first round. So what's your thoughts on Winnipeg? And give me two teams out of the West that you're looking at.
Yeah, so last year I had the same exact feeling. That was my pick to win the Stanley Cup last year, was the Jets. And I expected them this year to kind of make up for last year and put it together. But for whatever reason, they just haven't seemed to be able to do that. They had defensive issues. They still have their high power offensive talent, but even those guys were struggling towards the end. And the Blues are coming in with probably the hottest goaltender in the league, young kid, Binnington. And their defense, that last month of the season, they were just locking teams down. I mean, they're allowing like 17, 19 shots on goal for the entire game, which, you haven't seen that in the NHL for probably 20 years. So, wow. Yeah, I agree with the numbers there. I was tempted to bet the Blues, but those are kind of fair odds at that number I got. Just for game one, I think right now Blues are like plus 105. So if I could get like maybe plus 115, I would have took them for sure. But I think the Blues are rightly favored in that series. So
wow.
Yeah. And Winnipeg they just, like I said, I kept waiting for them to kind of put it together, and they just never did. And they struggled last 3 months of the season. So
if you guys have any questions in the chat, just give them to me and I will relay them to Eric. All right. So give me the top two teams in the West. What do you think?
Well, you got to look at the Flames for sure. They're coming in. They're I think that series right there too is probably the one that has a highest likelihood of sweep, and that's the Flames over the Avalanche. They're good. The thing with them is I wouldn't. I'm not picking them to win a cup or anything just because they're goaltending. They got two guys that kind of, one guy was starting for the season, Rittich, and then he kind of taken over from the longtime starter there, Mike Smith, and then Smith started playing better. But neither one of them are reliable. And in the playoffs, goaltending's huge. And other than that, I mean, I like the Sharks, and that's an interesting series right there because they got the Golden Knights, who kind of looked like they were coming back to earth after that incredible run. But they started getting healthy. They made some really key trades, and they got Fleury in goal. So
now let me ask you: the one knock on the Sharks last year, especially in the playoffs, was as good as they were defensively. I mean, they were winning games like 1-0 in the playoffs last year because their offense was non-existent. Is their offense up to snuff this year?
Was that the Sharks you said, or the Knights? Yeah,
Sharks. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sharks, they started putting it together, but that would be the concern. And they have Carlson and Brett Burns, two incredible offensive defensemen, and that's kind of what gets that team going. So I wasn't a believer in them the first few months of the season, but once again they started figuring out how to play with each other, they look really tough. But again, that's another series. That one, I can't really get a feel for. I'm tempted to, sort of get the plus money on Vegas in this first game, but I don't know. I just want to kind of watch those two teams play a few games before I get involved in that one.
All right. Before that, we check the first round matchups. Futures. Right now, you can get Tampa Bay to win the Stanley Cup at 2-1. And then second choice would be Calgary at 8.5-1. The Bruins at 9.5-1, and then the Sharks at 12-1. Literally the four teams that you were just talking about. Is there value in taking a Stanley Cup future?
I think the only out of those four teams, they're the only one. Again, is the one that, I gave out a few months ago when I think it was like 12 or 12.5 to 1.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah, I gave your pick out on Joe Ranieri's show. They were like 14 to 1 at the time.
Yeah, that's when, that would have been the time to take it. But even right now, I mean, out of those four, especially, those are the ones I think have, that's the team that has a value. The other ones, I mean, 2 to 1 for the Lightning. Happens every year in the Stanley Cup playoffs too. The favorite going in rarely, holds suit and wins it. So yeah, I would say it's still at 9.5 to 1. I'll probably even look at that. But yeah, I just think I'm going to bet the Bruins throughout the playoffs, especially if they match up against the Lightning. I'd probably just take a crack on that just to win that series. So
you think the Bruins are at minus? I'm looking at minus 140 to win the series against the Maple Leafs is a good price.
So I took minus 130. If you're losing 10 cents there, it's kind of getting away from it, but it's surprising. I have a friend who, he runs some really advanced numbers. And if I remember correctly, I think the Bruins are like a 66 or 67% probability to win that series. So up until that, whatever odds that is, what's that? You probably calculate that.
That is between minus 200 and minus 210.
Yeah. So, I mean, technically there's value up to that.
Oh, there's more than technically. That's massive value up minus 140.
Right. So, but, again, it's moving that way too. So I would be surprised if it goes much lower than that. But, yeah, again, the public's going to be looking at the Leafs as value too. I guarantee it. And you see what the odds makers are doing. So, yeah, I think that's one of the 3 opening round series bets I actually made was Bruins minus 130.
What are the opening round series bets you made? Because I missed most of your initial conversation because my computer took a shit, so now I'm on my phone.
Gotcha.
Don't buy an HP, people. What a piece of fucking shit.
Yeah, well, we haven't gotten into that yet. So I took the Canes to beat the Caps at plus 140. Islanders over the Penguins at plus 130. And Bruins over the Leafs at minus 130. Those are the 3 I made.
You like the Hurricanes to beat the Capitals?
I really do, man. And then that's a team the Sharps loved all season just because their advanced analytics have been solid. And the end of the season, they started putting it all together too. And like those numbers truly started reflecting how they play. And the Capitals, I don't know, they just haven't looked like the same team. They off the Stanley Cup win. I'm expecting potential letdown. They have just issues. They got a great power play, right? But I think the Canes it's such a young team. They play with like such high energy. I think it's going to be a really tough matchup for that veterans Capital team. And at plus 140, I'd say that's more of like an even series. So I saw that as value.
What did you model the series?
So we haven't done that fully yet, but I know my buddy is working on that. So, but Canes for sure are going to be, the Sharps have been playing them all year. Just never failed every single game. And I wasn't buying it. I was going against them, and I lost a lot of money betting against them this season. So last couple months of the season, they made me a believer.
So the Penguins Islanders series, Penguins are minus 145. Comeback is plus 120. What do you think there?
I'm looking at Penguins minus 160, Islanders plus 140.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
I got plus 130. That's one of the bets I made. I took Islanders plus 130. And if there's one I'm the least confident in, it's that one. But I thought that was value. Islanders, they kind of hit a little rut there towards the end of the season, which has me kind of nervous. But Penguins, for years, the last few seasons, had serious defensive problems, and that's where the Islanders really excel. So if they can just contain the Penguins, who quietly had just another great year, nobody's talking about them. That has me nervous too. But I'm going with the Islanders. They got a great coach, Barry Trotz, who won the Stanley Cup last year in Washington, and they let him go for whatever reason. So yeah, I think I'm just taking the better defensive team with the home ice.
So you're taking a shot like because there's value there, or you're taking a shot because they have a shot to upset the Pens.
Yeah, I mean, I think they legitimately have a shot. I think that's going to be closer to more of an even series. So that the plus 130 is definitely value in my opinion on that one. There's a few like that. I mean, I think the Knights have that, but I guess you got to look at what the series odds are for that one. But yeah, those are the three I like most, and I put those bets in. I think yesterday.
So St. Louis is minus 120, right? Winnipeg even money. Do you think that's a series you just bet live? I mean, game to game, like pre-game. Do you see value on either side or no?
I think the odds are fair there, in my opinion. Like I said, St. Louis is playing great. They got a hot goalie. The Jets just haven't seemed to put it together. And, if you expect them to just because they're kind of, they're, again, another one of these offensive skilled teams. But when they match up against a good goaltending defensive team, I mean, that's what playoff hockey is all about. So, yeah, I think the Blues should be favored. And where the odds are right now, I mean, it seems like fair odds.
Mr. Gokser, who's a really good, he's a solid NHL handicapper. He said he sees it being an under series. I guess you would agree with that?
With the Blues Jets? Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Colorado is plus 180. Flames are minus 220. Would you still lay the 220? Because I know you said it could be a sweep.
Yeah, I don't lay that kind of juice. But, yeah. I mean, I would think the Avs are going to be really hard pressed in that series. They got one dominant line, has some really great players on it, but the Flames should just overpower them. Like I said, and the goaltending with the Flames I think it's eventually going to get them, but not in this series. I don't think the Avs are going to be able to really pressure them that much.
You won't lay 220, pussy.
That's a dangerous game, laying that kind of juice. But you know me, and Syracuse, of course, way worse than I am. So,
God.
Vegas and San Jose, dead balls even minus 110 on both sides. I know. I guess you would take San Jose, right?
You know what? So I'm seeing, and on 5 dimes, they have the Knights favored minus 110, and Sharks are even. So yeah, I would. Yeah, that's tough. But if you're asking me to make a choice right now, I would take the Sharks.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, even if it's a lean, I know you only had a couple of them. Yep. So you took the Canes plus 130, so we know how you feel there. And then we didn't talk about Nashville was the other team after the playoffs coming into the year that I thought it would either be them or Winnipeg representing the West this year. But I'm not really sure how they finished because, I'm not really big in the NHL. But they're minus 180. Come back on the Dallas Stars are plus 150.
Yeah, that's another one. I think similar to the Flame series, that should be an under series, no doubt. And actually, I bet that first game under 5 total goals. And I think I took it at even money. The movement went against me a little bit, but yeah, I think that should be a pretty easy series win for the Predators. That's similar to the Jets. Like they didn't really seem to be able to put it together over the course of the season, but I kind of got a feeling they're kind of lurking in the weeds there. And the West to me it's a little bit harder to, I don't know. There's more parity there, I think. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they make a deep run. But as far as this opening series goes, if you want to lay with a heavy favorite, probably be a safe bet to take the Predators.
Tomorrow night, they all kick off first games. What did you bet anything in terms of just game one?
Yeah, I did. I took let's see, Pens. Let me pull it up real quick. Pens Islanders under 5.5 goals was a play for sure. Okay. I took Bruins puck line actually at plus 185. And the movement there looks pretty nice. At least last I saw, I think there was at least a 10-cent drop there.
I hate to interrupt him, but we are on an over here in the A's-O's game. It is 6-2, top of the 8th, and the Athletics had the bases loaded. So we just have a potential winning bet watch here.
Nice.
So, yeah, Boston's down to plus 170 now, what I'm saying.
Good deal. All right, nice. Yeah, so I took that. Let's see. I took that, I think, last week. at plus 185. As soon as I posted my thing, and then I took Stars, Preds under 5 goals, and Pens, Islanders under 5.5. Laid a little bit of juice there, minus 115. But those are the only 3 plays I made on the opening first games. So,
just judging by this season, I mean, 5 goals seems like absurdly low for an NHL total this year, doesn't it?
It is, yeah. But the numbers bear it out. There's actually value at 5 to the under. And I'm sorry, actually, I took the Hurricanes money line plus 130 game 1 too. So, just kind of thinking along with my my series bet there.
Yeah, Mr. Gokster said like both those unders. Great stuff, Eric. So there you go.
Nice. Yeah, I remember him from the Lobeck chat. He is a great NHL capper. So that's good, man. I like when I agree with him.
So did you take any sides other than Boston puck line, or that was it?
That's it.
All right, man.
So far, and a couple of the series I want to watch the first opening round just to see how they kind of match up, because I think the Knights, their transition and speed might give the Sharks some problems, and if I'm still getting plus money on them, then I might be a little bit more tempted. So yeah, we'll see where that goes, but I'm excited, man. It's no doubt, I know I'm biased, but it is the best postseason sport.
Well, I love you, bro. I know you got 2 jobs, like 143 kids, and it's fucking impossible for you to spend a ton of time with us, but I'm going to try to break your balls enough to get on here during the playoffs as much as I can. I don't want to keep you, though, because I know you're super busy. What's up, man?
Hey, I just want him to answer me one thing. What is with the boner yours and Justin's model has for the Padres?
So, yeah, it's a good question. And it just, the numbers are what the numbers are. So, last year was funny. The White Sox just had value every single day.
Eric made you eat a ton of shit on something you guys were arguing in the other day.
Not really.
Well,
weren't you guys arguing about an under or an over?
No, I didn't like what it was. I didn't like over, but I wasn't on the under. I just didn't like the over.
Right.
I was off the total.
But the over did cash in like the 4th inning.
Yeah, the over did cash. Yeah, I had Pittsburgh though. Pittsburgh won, and the over came in, so we both won our bets on the game. I mean,
yeah.
It wasn't like we were breaking our balls or anything like that. I was just. I have a higher opinion of Trevor Williams than most modelers because I use metrics that aren't quantified in the model.
Well, it made me happy that Eric was right and you were wrong. I'm not going to lie.
Well,
it made me happy too, and I like the way you're thinking now too.
Well, was I really wrong when I wasn't on the under? I just didn't like the over. Well, I mean, I was on Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh won. So,
for my purposes, it made me happy. Okay.
I was happy the over hit because he won. I didn't want to lose his bet. I just didn't think it was a good play. But, it won, so I was happy for him. I mean, I'll eat what I have to.
Eric, you just keep arguing anytime Ant's wrong with that model. And I'll be rooting you in.
By the way, we got the over to cash. It's 8-2 Athletics. There we go. Plus, I have to win this series, so I'm going to get my rubber match.
All right, Eric. Thank you, man. I don't want to keep you. I know how busy you are, but we'll definitely get you on throughout the first round.
No, I'll be around, man. And I'll get this camera sorted out too. No, I really enjoy coming on here. And last 3 weeks have been nuts. But
I mean, with a headshot like that, why even get the fucking camera up and running?
You're right, man. And I mean, I paid like $200 for those photos, so I might as well, like I said, I gotta get money's worth.
I mean, it's just going to be downhill, like after people see you finally. You know?
Oh yeah, man. Especially
how are you going to beat a headshot like that?
You were on camera once.
I know
that's right. That's true. What the fuck happened?
Dude, I'm opening up my software and there's no like option to select record like I used to have. And I went to their website and I downloaded some software from there, but it just like adjusted settings on the camera. So anyways, long story short, it's really fucking boring. I'll find the CD that came with it and I'll get it working.
I don't know.
All right, man.
My computer just came with a webcam and it's just automatically on when I open up the Google Hangouts.
Oh yeah.
Skee said take the Pistons plus 285 in game, and I did. and they won by 6.
Damn.
Fucking beast, man. He's a beast.
He really is.
He told you to take a plus 285 in game when they're down by 16.
What?
He told you to forget that they were down by 16 also.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Phenomenal stuff.
I didn't take that because when I pulled up the game, it was plus 203.
Well, you're a pussy.
So now I feel like
you should have took it at plus 203.
Yeah, you're right.
See? Don't argue.
All right, boys. Well, hey, good job. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow, all right?
All right, Eric. Thanks, man.
Yep. See ya.
So there you go. Eric and Mr. Ghoster set you guys up for first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll have Skee on to set us up for the first round of the NBA playoffs. Ant's going to hold MLB down, and I'm just going to host until there's another fucking MMA event or the football season.
Oh, well, one thing too is not only did I cap it, but his model was also a play for it. I mentioned it, but they were both on the Padres tonight. So, but holy crap, I got the Padres at minus 116. It's all the way up to minus 130 now. So,
Twatty's right. We do have a great group of handicappers, man, between all of us. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, unless you're betting darts, and then I don't know what to tell you. You got to go to odds market or fucking cricket.
Oh, they just overturned the call on Marquez. Marquez beat the bunt out in the Colorado game. So Colorado's got first and third in the bottom of the third inning with nobody out. So come on, Rockies. Let's get this rally going.
What's going on in that Seattle game? That's the only other game. How are we looking there?
I haven't checked the score in a minute. Let me check that.
So you're saying don't take the Padres then, you're saying?
No, I bet the Padres, but
it's a worse number now, right? Now it's like minus 1.
It's a significantly worse number.
What did you get it at again?
I was literally just about to say that, but you interrupted me. It's a significantly worse number now. I got it at minus 116. Now it's at minus 130.
And you have no opinion on the Milwaukee game at all, right?
Yeah, I do not. Well, my opinion is the line's fair. But you see how you get the answers to the questions if you interrupt me?
Twatty, do you have a lean on this Milwaukee Brewers game at all? I just always want to bet against Matt Harvey because I got like PTSD as a Mets fan.
PTSD.
Yes, Matt Harvey gave me PTSD.
I mean, let me see what the team total is on the Brewers. Maybe I'll squeak a bet out here for you.
Maxwell Smart comes in, gets some chicken wings. ATM, better watching this than the ass in the bar. Fucking love you, Max. It must be some
I like that.
It must be some like god awful ass. I mean, it is a fucking it is a strip.
You know what? After your internet shit the bed, I went back on the call because Max and even though they weren't streaming live, Max and Chris stayed on the call to watch the game together, and I went back on the call.
Did you guys really? Oh man, man!
I got back on the call because I didn't realize that your internet was down. I didn't realize you weren't on YouTube anymore, so I got back on the call.
Well, you had already left though, right?
Yeah, but then I got back on because the game was so good. I thought I'd hang out with you guys until it was over because I'm like, they're falling this game's over because it was so good.
Big Ragu checks in. Oh, what's up, Big Ragu, man? I love those fucking videos, bro. Your hack game is strong, my friend. It is fucking strong.
His hack game is Big Ragu's hack game.
It is strong. Yeah, so the last 3 minutes and all of overtime, I'm watching on my fucking phone like I live in a poorhouse. I mean,
are you fucking kidding me?
It's disgusting.
Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Fuck you, Freddie Freeman, you piece of shit.
Freddie Freeman's on the Braves, right? I know that.
Yes. A fucking scorcher. A fucking scorching line drive that he leaps and catches and then lands on first base for the double up. So it's probably one of the best hit balls of the season you'll see. Went for a line drive double play.
Oh,
so they
Adam,
went from
nice.
first and third with nobody out to guy on third with 2 outs.
Adam took Dallas first quarter or first half -5. I guess they got the job done for him, huh? That's awesome. That makes me happy. Yeah, wow, they're up 23. They're looking to make a
Dallas?
statement for Dirk Nowitzki and his last game. Yeah. How are we looking? Did that Houston game start yet?
That's what I was just about to ask because I know I took that first half. I took that first half.
Yeah,
I hadn't started.
No.
Oh, the Mariners are up 4-2.
Nice.
So I need
yeah.
one more. I need one more run for that team total to hit, and I'll win a game.
The Warriors are down to -4.5 live. That's a significant discount on what they were before the game. I think they were like a 10-point favorite. I won't say. I could be wrong, but I thought they were.
So
The
that
Knicks
first
are
and
up.
third, nobody out, and they get nothing. Fuck you, Rockies, you fucking cunts. I'm going to put the Rockies on like.
Twatty is 23-6 in package plays. That's fucking ridiculous, man. That's absurd. Big Ragu's on the Brew Crew, -1.5. Yeah, I was thinking about taking Milwaukee on the money line just because I hate Matt Harvey.
That's solid capping there,
And
Jason.
Milwaukee, aren't they off to a hot start? How's their start been?
They're 8-3.
I mean, yeah, there you go. I fucking hate Matt Harvey.
I mean,
Have you
why do you
looked
hate it
at
so much?
Have you looked at tomorrow's games yet?
No. Right now, I'm still trying to get some of these games to come off. Hey, the Mets got a runner on, nobody out, runner on second.
Ragu said Matt Harvey is the new Homer Bailey.
I mean, let's back up there a little bit. Matt Harvey is not Homer Bailey levels yet.
I mean, isn't he bad though? He shit the bed epically for the Mets, man.
You got guys who are way worse than Matt Harvey in the league.
Wow. I mean,
Felix, hold on. I'll name them for you. So you got Felix Hernandez, worse than Matt Harvey. You got Marco Estrada, worse than Matt Harvey. You got Trashner. He's definitely worse than Matt Harvey.
You're not going to list like 50 pitchers right now that are worse than Matt Harvey, are you?
No, I just gave you like 4 off the top of my head that I'll tell you are way worse than Matt Harvey.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Because at least with Matt Harvey, there's upside. At least with Matt Harvey, there is upside because he has shown that he's been a really good pitcher before. Those other guys have always been tomato cans.
The way that DeGrom has been pitching, right? It takes massive balls to fucking bet the over in a DeGrom game. I was like, I bet this. I bet it
6.5, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. He hasn't let up a run in fucking 5 starts. I mean, judging by that, I mean, you're talking the Mets got to score 7 runs to win the game. He's been Sandy Koufax for 2 months.
I mean, I'm not denying. Well, generally speaking, I just never ever bet totals on 6.5, over or under. If there's a 6.5, it's not betting it.
I bet it, and I was like, this is probably going to lose. Just because I see DeGrom every game he pitches because I'm here, and he has been retarded.
Well, the problem I have, man, my nose is so itchy. These freaking allergies are killing me. But anyways, the problem I have with 6.5 is when you see a 6.5, it's usually because at least one of the teams has a bad offense, and you have two really good starting pitchers on the mound. So they're basically telling you this is going to be a really low scoring game. So you're basically betting an over on a game that should be incredibly low scoring. But at the same time, the total's so low that it's like you don't have that margin for error to cash an under on it. So it's like betting a 118 in college basketball. It's 118 for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, like I remember last year, the last couple seasons, like even when you saw like Scherzer against Sale, I mean, you never really saw lower than a 7 total, right? I mean, 6.5.
Well, the thing is Scherzer versus Sale. I mean, Scherzer had Bryce Harper and
yeah, that's true.
And and Sale plays for the Red Sox, and they got a lineup too. So I mean, although if Sale keeps shit in the bed, he's going to start seeing some 8s pop up. I don't know what the hell happened to Sale. He's probably hiding an injury or something. There's no way Chris Sale's this bad.
Yeah, what is that? Three fucking starts now? He shit the bed?
2 of 3. He pitched well. He lost, but he still pitched well. They lost 1-0 to. I can't remember who they lost 1-0 to, but yeah. But in his other 2 starts, he like epically shit the bed. I mean, he gave up 7 runs in 2 innings to the Mariners, and then today. I mean, how do you give up 7 runs to the Blue Jays?
Yeah, right. But he didn't give up all 7, right?
I mean, he gave up like 5 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I see all the games actually for tomorrow already. Usually, I don't get them this early.
Here, let me look at some of the lines real quick, see if anything interests me. I had 3 games so far.
Yankees are up plus 116 with Paxton on the mound against McHugh.
No, wait, I don't have tomorrow's game shown yet. I won't get tomorrow's lines until Milwaukee Los Angeles game has first pitch. Then I'll get the lines for tomorrow's game.
They made Syndergaard a minus 240 favorite against Odorizzi.
That's a little too heavy. I mean, Gibson's not a good starting pitcher, but Odorizzi is very capable. Yeah, -2. I'll tell you right now, -240 is way too high. That game should be like closer to like minus. I mean, I'd have to run the numbers a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't have my power. I don't have my rankings in front of me that I use to create my lines, but I could tell you that line will probably fall somewhere in the 150 to 180 range, probably something like that. So that's significantly overpriced on Syndergaard. I might wind up taking. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I'll probably wind up on the Twins just because of value perspective. I mean,
what do you think that line should be? Like high 100s?
I literally just told you.
I mean, like ballpark.
Is that why you always interrupt me like 2 seconds after I start talking? Is because you're literally not listening to anything I say?
No, I was listening. I heard you say I might play it just for the value.
So you did not hear me say that I haven't ran my numbers yet, but
I heard that too.
Somewhere between the 150 to 180 range.
Oh no! See, I intermittently heard. I heard the first part and the last part.
Intermittently heard what I said. Okay.
Yes, I heard you say I have to run the numbers, and then I heard you say I might bet it just for the value. I missed the numbers in the middle though.
Yeah, I just say like I haven't ran my numbers yet, but I kind of have an idea. I already know where my power rankings are, so I kind of have an idea. I mean, until I mash them together, I won't know the exact number I'm going to come up with, but I have an idea that I'm going to come up with something between the 150 to 180, 185 range.
Let me ask you this: how is Peralta as a pitcher? Like 8.5 runs, doesn't that seem a little low? when it's a Matt Harvey.
No, it seems a little 8.5. I was looking at 9.
I'm looking at 8.5 minus 118 right now.
Let me see. Let me pull that up. I was looking at 9 all day long. Oh,
Like
8.5. Yeah.
Like
is under got play.
So you could see it going under then.
Yeah, I can see that going under. I don't see any advantage in that total. I mean, right now I'm looking at 8.5 at minus 120 to the over. When about a half hour ago I was looking at a 9 at even money to the over.
Right.
I mean, the game should be 8.5 to 9. In my opinion, I have it capped in 8.5 to 9 range. So I see no point in betting that total.
Oh,
I mean, obviously, if you take an over and there's 14 runs of the game, you'll be like, ha ha ha.
The only other game yet to play that I didn't ask you about was the Diamondbacks and the Rangers.
Yeah, I don't really like it.
No opinion on that either. Side or
I mean,
total?
If I was to take a side, it would be Greinke and the Diamondbacks.
Right.
I would probably be like a Diamondbacks first 5 play. But Greinke's been kind of shaky this year. So, I mean, it would be basically taking Greinke off of the entirety of his career versus what he's shown me this year. So
I remember talking to you
where,
and Twatty about how Arizona had hit every team total, but only like 2 or something this year.
Yeah, and that's super. Actually, that would actually be a decent look, just because the Rangers have terrible pitching. I don't know. I mean, the game's about to start.
Yeah, it just went off the board, but I might. Oh, I could still get it though. The home.
Oh, it just went off the board.
Yeah, it's 4.5 though. I have it live. Team total of 4.5 minus 120.
Ooh. Looks like the Dodgers are shitting the bed again on me. Dodgers, Twins, Rockies first 5. Fuck all you.
Yeah, Twatty agrees. He said Thor minus 220 is way off, so he agrees.
Yeah, that's one of those numbers that's so off. I know before even capping the game that side I would be on. Like sometimes you just know before you even cap the game. You're like, oh, that number's way.
They suck his dick though, man. The media.
Like, I mean, he's got
is he a top 5 NL pitcher?
No.
They suck his dick like he is.
That he's flashy. Like they like guys who throw 98 and strike out 10 guys in 5 innings. The problem is he also will leave a cookie over the plate every now and again. And the problem is he doesn't have very good control. So like he'll, if he's not being economical with his pitches, they got to pull him after 5-6 innings, even if he's pitching a great game because he's up to over 100 pitches. So what are you going to do? You're really going to lay minus 240 on a guy who could wind up at 100 pitches in the 6th inning?
Right.
And they're going to pull him, and now you what if the game's tied at 0-0? Because guess what? Odorizzi, you know, Odorizzi is not a top pitcher, but Odorizzi is like a B starting pitcher. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like Thor's like an A- B+ starting pitcher. Odorizzi's a B, maybe a B-, but I mean Odorizzi's definitely not a gas can. So I could definitely foresee a game where Odorizzi goes 6 innings and gives up 2 runs. Well, what happens if Thor went 6 innings and gave up 2 runs also? Now you got the last 3 innings and you have minus 220 riding on a battle between these 2 bullpens, and
you got
both offenses were good.
The Mets bases bombed, 2 outs.
Oh, that would be pretty cool if the Mets got this for me. Yeah, so it would be just a bad play to.
Let me ask you this: did you tail Skee on that Denver under 212.5 because the live total's down to 205?
No, I didn't even know that was his play. I tailed him on the Houston game because he tweeted that out.
Okay.
Yeah, they do got the bases bombed. Now, if only they could hit a bomb, that would be pretty cool, wouldn't it?
You got 2 outs, 2 strikes. Need something clutch right now.
I mean, I've seen it happen before. If you had the Twins first 5 money line, this would be a pretty sick beat. If you decide to grab like a plus.
Wow, I didn't even think about that. Oh my God, that was devastating if you had the Minnesota first 5.
Yeah, it is. Because you would have, because you'd have them at like plus 200.
Probably higher than that, right?
Might have been like maybe.
The Mets for the game were like minus 200, weren't they?
No, they opened at minus 220 and it closed at 260.
McNeil shit the bed.
Yeah, he flew out. That's lovely. So the Dodgers twice have not gotten a run home with the bases loaded. The Rockies had nobody out with runners on the corners and didn't get any runs. And now the Mets have bases loaded and don't get any runs home. I have three different bases loaded situations and a runners on the corner with nobody out situation, and I've gotten 0 fucking runs. Don't you love betting on baseball, Jason?
Sometimes.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know if anybody took the Warriors when they were minus 4.5, but they're minus 11.5 right now. I'm looking at.
The variance in this game is just soul sucking sometimes.
I mean, are the Knicks really going to end the season with a couple wins? I mean, come on, man. Shit the bed. God.
You want them to shit the bed?
I do. Wow, man. Both the Miami Heat are up 30 in Wade's last game. And the Mavs are up 30 in Nowitzki's last home game. So, I mean, or I don't know if that's Miami's last home game or Miami's last game, period. But both teams looking to get the job done for the old guys. Yeah, we saw Magic Johnson step down because Skee told us earlier. What's up, Ron Crawford? Thanks for checking us out, man.
Well, the Athletics over and then the Seattle money line and Seattle team total should bail me out of these 3 plays that are going to lose for me. So
how did you do today with all games that are final so far?
All the ones that I have final?
Yeah.
1-1. Detroit, the Detroit first 5 team total over 1.5 hit. Toronto first 5 team total under 1.5 was a loser. So that, I mean, I ate a little juice there. So that was a bit of a wash. The Athletics over is already a winner. I mean, the game is not over yet, but the over's already in. And then the Mets look like they're probably going to lose. I mean, it's still a 3-run game, so you don't know. I have the Mets -1, though. So, I mean, the Dodgers look like they're going to lose. That's stupid. Looks like the Seattle's probably going to win, but I also have Seattle team total over 4.5. So as long as the Seattle gets one more run, I'll at least get one win out of that. And also, if Seattle wins tonight, it'll be a triple up because I have them on the series to win the series. So they won yesterday. So if they win today, they'll win 2 out of 3 in the series. So that'll be a hit for me. I did hit with the Rays. I have the Rays to win the series. So they.
Oh yeah, I saw that early. Yeah, earlier today I saw that.
Yeah, so that is a win for me today. And then I have the Padres -1. And I have Houston first half -1.5, tailing Skee Profit.
Good
so
shit.
Yeah, I have the Padres -1 that hasn't started yet. So It looks like basically a break-even day so far, give or take, a little bit of juice. And then I have 2 games I haven't even started yet.
I picked up 100 or a unit, whatever, on Toronto live today. I got the Mets over 6.5 home from Twatty for a unit today. I only bet that Pistons for a half unit. That Skee said, but still that was like 1.4 units. So I haven't lost. Yeah, I'm up like 3.4 units. And then we got
the Rangers are already up 2-0. That game started 5 minutes ago. They already have a 2-0 lead.
Wow.
Texas Rangers.
We both tailed the Rockets first half -1.5, and then whatever happens in the Seattle game, that would be 4.4 units if they get it done. And then I got the 2 basketball games. To go. So it potentially could be nice, like 27 units the last 2 days. Can't beat that.
Yeah, I mean, just don't lay -1,000 on the baseball team live, and you should be able to keep that 27 units.
Yeah, I took Toronto today -150 live when they were up a few runs.
That's significantly more reasonable than what you did with the Angels the other day.
Yeah, I know.
I wanted to reach through my fucking phone when you sent me that message and wring your fucking neck.
Oh, let's talk.
Max told me too. Max told me that you told him that you're not telling me when you do that anymore because I always scold you.
Yeah.
Max like, yeah, Jay says he's not telling you when he does that anymore because you always give him shit. I'm like, Max, he laid 1,000 to win 100 with
a 5-run lead in the 8th. I mean,
dude, it's not like in basketball where there's 2 minutes left and the team's up 25. So when you lay -3,000 or whatever on that money line to pick up 100, it truly is a $300. I have watched way too much baseball in my lifetime to ever consider trusting a bullpen not to give up 5 runs.
That's
enough
fair.
to lay 1,000. I watched way too much baseball because it happens. It happened. You know what happened last year? You would have seen the Indians go into the 9th inning up 7-0 against the Astros. You would have laid -2,500 or 3,500 on the Indians, thinking you got free money. You know what happened? The Indians gave up 7 runs in the 9th and lost in extra innings. And then if you would have laid that, you would have lost like $3,500 trying to pick up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I've seen it too many times. It's just baseball does not have a clock, so you can't run out the clock. So I'm just saying, if you got you're always one bullpen blow up away from blowing a 4-run lead.
Let's talk about the Masters for a couple minutes before we go. Did they have the par 3 contest today, or is that tomorrow?
Oh, God, I don't know. I was at work all day today. I get off work earlier tomorrow, so I'll be capping the Masters, obviously, because it starts on Thursday.
I checked out what Craig Edwards had on Odds Market.
Yeah, I didn't really like any of his plays. That was ridiculous.
He was on like Tiger, Phil, and Bubba.
I mean, I'm on Bubba too, but like Tiger and Phil, get the fuck out of here. Well, at least Phil. Tiger shows something. I mean, I don't see it with Phil. But what I will say is, I'll have I should have my matchups.
That's what I wanted to ask you about. Yeah.
Wednesday night. Yeah, I'll get off work earlier tomorrow.
Are they out yet? Even?
Yeah, matchup props are out. So I'll cap them. I mean, I was looking at them and doing some capping yesterday. And
I know you're on Ricky
tomorrow after work.
Obviously, you're on Ricky. I know you're on Bubba Watson.
I'll tell you right now who I bet and at what odds, because I bet 4 guys. So I'll let you know right now. So I bet Ricky Fowler at 15-1. But you guys can ignore that if you want, because I bet Ricky Fowler to win in every major.
I took him at 20-1.
Yep. Well, when Ricky Fowler finally wins his major, I will be there to cash a ticket.
And after you cash that ticket, you're going to be like still like negative $500.
I don't care. When Ricky Fowler wins a major, I will be there to cash the ticket. All my sneakers are Pumas because Ricky Fowler is sponsored by Puma.
That's like a sick fetish right there. That sounds unhealthy.
Ricky Fowler is my favorite athlete. Far and away. I love Ricky Fowler. He is the bee's knees to me. He's my favorite golfer, and it's not even like a contest. It's not even
sounds
close.
Unhealthy. I'm just saying.
It might be. I don't know, but I bet him to win every tournament. God damn it! And when he finally wins his major, I'm going to be there to cash a 15 or 20 to 1 ticket. Now let's move on from Ricky Fowler to the other one that probably actually have some value because there might not be any value with Ricky Fowler. I just auto bet him. Bubba Watson, I got him at 30 to 1, which kind of annoys me because earlier in the week I saw him at like 40 to 1. But with Bubba Watson, you always got to take a stab at him at these long prices.
He's got 2 jackets already, Ant.
Yeah, he's got 2 jackets already. The way the course is laid out, it helps out lefties. He's a lefty.
He hits the ball a ton too, doesn't he?
Yeah. So here's one that I really think is decent value. Like the next two, I think are the best value. Xander Schauffele at 35 to 1. He's already won like 3 tournaments from the end of last year, the last month of the season last year to this year. He's won like 3 tournaments. Why is he 35
I'm going to take him right now. I got him at 50 to 1 right now.
Oh yeah. Hey, remember when I hit that 45 to 1 banger in a golf tournament?
Yeah.
It was Xander. Yeah. It was Xander Schauffele.
Yeah, I'm going to take him. I took Bubba Watson at 45 to 1 when you told me to, and I took Ricky at 20 to 1 when you told me to.
Yeah, and this is one that I thought was absurd. I could not believe this price when I saw it. Remember when I had a 60 to 1 shot lose by 1 stroke?
I don't, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I had a 60 to 1 shot lose by 1 stroke in a tournament. It was Rafael Cabrera Bello. I got him at 90 to 1.
I'm surprised that you didn't take a small piece of Koepka at 30 to 1.
He's at 30 to 1. I saw him at 20 to 1. That's why I didn't take him.
Maybe that's why. Yeah, I'm looking at 30 to 1.
Yeah, but can somebody explain to me why Rafa Cabrera Bello is 90 to 1 to win the Masters? I mean, that is a staple on the leaderboard in top 10s. He will always randomly shoot a 6 or 7 under in any given round.
You got a better
he has
than me. I'm looking at 80 to 1. But what about a top 10 at plus 800? Is that worth a shot?
For Cabrera Bello?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he had a lot of high finishes. That's why I was surprised he was so low.
8 to 1.
He has a ton of high finishes. 8 to 1 is a pretty good price.
For a top 10.
For him to for a top 10, yeah. Because he has a ton of top finishes. He hasn't kicked the door down on one tournament yet. I think he's still getting a depressed price on his odds to win. But like I said, I had him at 60 to 1 last year on a tournament toward the end of the year, and he was 1 stroke away from winning, and that was so depressing for me because I was like, do you have any idea what it's like looking at he had the lead going into the back 9 of that tournament. Do you have any idea what it's like seeing a guy that you have at 60 to 1 with the lead going into the back 9 on a Sunday in a golf tournament? And then he lost the tournament by 1 stroke. So that was actually like soul crushing. But if I could get this home at 90 to 1, sweet mother of God, I will be walking into my bookie's office on Monday morning after the Masters acting like my dick is 12 fucking inches.
Everybody on the Golf Channel was talking about Spieth, and they said, normally, obviously, you'd have to think he'll be on the leaderboard high on Sunday, but he's coming into the tournament in such terrible form.
Yeah, here's the thing with golfers is golfers are streaky. They're like basketball, they're like baseball. Like Twatty will preach streaks in baseball, and he's right. Golfers are the same way. The reason why I was on Schauffele when he hit that 45 to 1 for me last year was because he had finished second or in the top 10 in like 4 straight tournaments. and I'm like, I'm getting this guy at 45-1, and he's been in the top 10 and even finished second, one stroke back in like the last 4 tournaments. So he's obviously getting ready to kick that door. And he finally did, and it hit it for me. So the reverse is also true. If a guy is looking like dog shit, why are you going to bet him to win?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I see somebody said Charlie Hoffman. Let me look at that. If you get like a long shot on him, that might be worth it too. Let me see where I can get him. 70-1.
80-1. I'm looking at.
I mean, that's worth $10. I mean, that's $700 or $800 if you throw $10 on it. Yeah, I would. Well, I got to get up at 4 a.m. again today, so I'm going to go to bed.
We'll call it a night. We'll be back tomorrow, guys. And will give you guys his thoughts on some of the matchups too, because he killed it last year in the Masters. So
let's just be honest though. Like, I killed it last year in the Masters because I got lucky. I 100% fading Mickelson and Woods, and I was 100% backing Fowler in all the matchups. Mickelson and Woods missed the cut. Fowler finished second. So literally the only guy I could have bet Fowler in a matchup against and that he would have lost on was Patrick Reed, who won. So that's kind of why I won like 40 matchup bets last year in the Masters. I mean, I don't want to suck my own dick here and make people think I'm like this expert golf capper. I'm a very amateur golf capper, but I picked the right horse to back and the right 2 horses to fade last year and got really lucky. I'll never repeat that, but it was fun. It was fun. My most profitable sports betting weekend ever was last year's Masters because of that.
Tomorrow, I'll come on at 7, Gabe, like normal. It's just I thought Ant was not going to be on. He said he wasn't going to be on today, so I figured we'll just.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't, but then
Skee.
But then I thought I'd get on. I sat down on my computer, started watching the Mets game, and thought, I might as well tell him to send me an invite. And then I saw Skee was on. I'm like, oh, cool.
So we'll be on tomorrow, like normal, at 7 o'clock. Until then, back after this.